Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's gear video, we're going to be talking about probably one of the most important pieces of equipment that I carry with me just about everywhere into the backcountry. And that's going to be the Garmin InReach Mini 2. Kind of a mouthful to say, but yeah, the Garmin InReach Mini 2. It's so valuable to me that I'm actually shocked that I was able to go years of, not having the capabilities that this gives me. Usually this is going to be strapped to my vest or my pants, and I use this thing everywhere. I use it in the daytime, I'll use it at nighttime, I'll use it in the cold, I'll use it in the heat. I don't care if I'm using it in the middle of a rainstorm. It does its job every single time. For those of you that don't know what this is, it's essentially just a satellite phone, and it lets you send messages to people that are back home while you're way out of cell service. It also has the extremely valuable feature of having an SOS button, meaning I could press that button and a helicopter is going to come get me. The way that they designed it is it's pretty weatherproof. I could throw this off a cliff, I could throw it into a river, I could do all kinds of stuff with it, and I'm pretty confident it's going to be just fine. It's waterproof, the whole thing is rubberized, so it can take a hit. It's very, very durable, which is extremely important for the kinds of activities that you would probably want this for. Some other features that you get with this is with the basic package of just owning this, it's also a compass, which is nice. You could pay for other features as well where it can tell you the weather, but for me, I usually just look up at the clouds and hope it's not gonna rain, but I've never really been a fair weather rider to begin with. With all Garmin products, there is a learning curve to figuring out how to use it properly, and I'm still learning. I kind of, half hope that somebody in the comments section is gonna give me some advice that's gonna tell me that this thing can do something that I had no idea it can do. So if you know something about it, let me know. One of the first things that people usually wanna know, how much does it cost? So just the actual InReach itself, it'll set you back a few $100. Depends on where you buy it from, obviously, but yeah, be prepared to spend a few $100 on this if you're gonna get one. The other thing is you're gonna wanna pay for a couple subscription plans with this. I pay for the communication one and I pay for the search and rescue plan. And the communication plan costs me 25 bucks a month. I pay it year round, mainly because I'm at almost any point in the year, I'll be out doing something. Next plan, I pay for the Search and Rescue 100 plan. It's SAR 100, so Search and Rescue, SAR 100, and that costs me $40 a year. And this plan covers me up to $100,000 in search and rescue fees. So if you think about it, $40 annually, once per year, will cover me up to $100,000 in the cost that it takes to come find me if I get into some situation I can't get myself out of. That is an unprecedented amount of relief. I can have so much peace of mind knowing that when this is strapped to my vest, my riding vest, or my pants, or wherever it is, I usually have it in arm's reach. If I got thrown into a river or stuck under a boulder or something happens, I have no idea, come up with a random situation, this is at arm's reach. I can press one button and I'm covered up to $100,000 of search and rescue cost for $40 a year. Well, and the cost of buying one of these too. So call it $390 or $440, however much this sets you back. That is an insane amount of relief. Okay, now pros and cons of this. Pros, obviously, I've covered peace of mind, ability to send messages to loved ones. That's huge. 99% of the time, if I'm in a rough situation, I'll be able to figure out how to get myself out of it. I'll be fine. But the thing is, people that are back home, they have no idea. They can't see what I'm doing. They can't see what's going on to me. And so the ability to say, hey, I'm still alive, I'll talk to you later, whatever, it's so valuable. So I'll admit, probably 95% of my messages I send on this go to my mom, but this is very important to keeping your mothers, your girlfriends, family, loved ones, whatever it is. This is very important to keeping them calm and knowing that you're okay. I get peace of mind and I'm able to get them peace of mind because I know they're wondering how I'm doing. Now, the cons. I do have a couple little nitpicky complaints. I'm sure a lot of this chalks up to user error, but here are a few of my complaints. One, there's not a whole lot of buttons on this. It's not a touch screen. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons if you count the SOS button, but 4 buttons really that you use a lot, and that's what you have to send messages from. So when you're sending a text message, you literally have a list of every letter in the alphabet, and you have to individually select each letter and then hit OK to craft a message to send out. So it takes a long time to send text messages, but I think my most common message that I send out is still alive. And that doesn't take me all that long, and it's not too bad. But that being said, if you wanted to send a longer message, it can be kind of a bit laborious, a bit of a chore to do, but at least you can do it. The second complaint that I have is battery life really varies on this thing, and I have a theory about it. So half the time that I have this, it seems like the battery goes out in, a day or two. And other times the battery seems to last close to a week before I have to charge it. And here's my theory. So the way that it works is, like I said, it's a satellite phone. So I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I send a message on this, it sends it to the satellite, and the satellite sends it back to whoever the recipient is. When the battery life is really poor, it's usually when I'm indoors. This device is probably taking a lot of its energy to try and connect to some kind of satellite, but it can't because it's indoors. Now, when I'm outdoors, I've had this battery last almost a week. And my theory to that is because it's already connected to a satellite and it's not fighting to reconnect all the time. So that's something to keep in mind. When you're indoors, it seems to drain really quickly, or at least that's my experience. Now, for my third and final complaint, it's kind of an interesting one, and I'm really curious. If any of you guys have ever experienced this, let me know in the comments section down below. But my third complaint is that I've found I can always send a text message to somebody, but I've not always been able to receive messages from the outside world. So a good example, I just got back from a 2-week trip in Washington and Oregon, and during this time I was constantly sending messages to family, letting them know I'm okay, and I was experiencing this where sometimes for days at a time I wasn't receiving anything back. And then days later, I would get messages that were sent, days back. And I wasn't sure if that was some kind of fault of my own or whether it was something going on with this. I just don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments section, because that's something that I really want to figure out. It's a really cool device. It's a really, really cool device. And I think anybody that does anything outdoors where they're going to be out of cell service, you should have one. You really, really should. The peace of mind that you get and the capabilities that you get by having this, they're so worth the money. So I think that just about covers it. That is the Garmin InReach Mini 2. If you guys like this video, do me a favor and hit the like button down below. If you guys like this kind of content, subscribe for more videos coming out in the future. And as always, hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Adios, guys.